Good morning. Today is the 19th of May and this is part 5 of a slightly shambolic shuffle around the Chiltern Hills classic car show stroke vintage vehicle rally thing. I do apologise in advance if there is wind noise, if I fall over, if I get things wrong, if I generally make a hash of it. I'm afraid it's just the way that it goes on this channel, hence the name of the series. So 1963 Ford Falcon Sprint. Another one of very large number of American cars that are here. I don't think I've ever seen this specific type of Ford Falcon before in my entire life. It's very different from what sort of came later. I know the Mustang was actually based on that generation of Ford Falcon, original Mustang from 1964. And then a very early bay window Volkswagen here. I think they came out 67, 68. This is a 68, 69 on a G. I'm sure it's worth a fair bit of money, that. Right, next section. The ground is quite uneven here, so I need to be careful I don't fall over. It's always a possibility when Shambolic is shuffling around.
Oh yeah.
This is like a Ford Thames pickup based on the old 50s side valve Anglia or something, isn't it? Yeah, I don't know what year that is. It says some things on the front, but the rest are all falling off. Mark II Ford Consul, probably late 50s. Actually, no, it's a much later one than that. It's a 62, that one, actually, judging by that replica tax disc on the front. So, one of the late Mark ones. So, I'd make like twos. Then 69 to 1970 Ford Mark II Cortina. I think this is 1600E. Yes, it is. It's got something right. My gosh, is this a Maserati Mistral? I think that's what these are called. Wow. I don't think I've ever seen one of these before. It's a 1966. I think it's a Mistral. It's very pretty. 1972, 1973 Bentley T1. It's not a Silver Shadow, it's a Bentley T series, which were very similar to the Silver Shadows. 1968-69 Trafalgar Blue Morris Minor 1000 two-door. One of the most common types of minor, and there's not a problem. I've driven one of these myself. It was on a G as well. It was like this. But I think someone has probably fitted slightly better brakes to it, because the brakes that sounded in a minor are not good. Then we have an E-type Vauxhall here. It's just like a Wyvern or something like that, or a Velux. I don't know. It's from the late 40s, I think, or early 50s. Can't remember exactly what these are called now. Then Austin A30. It's got a small rear window. So this is an A30. Trafficators as well. Yeah. Wonderful. And then a Wolseley. This one is a 1966. It's all 6110 Mark II. I wonder if this is an automatic or a manual. It's a manual. So many of these were police cars back in the days. You see them in all the sort of 60s television series and films in black. 1972, 1973 Triumph TR6. Land Rover Series 2A, 1967, 68. Oh my gosh, is this a Lancia? Oh. This is very tasty, viewers. That's really tasty. Goodness gracious me, is this like a Flaminia or a Flavia or something? Can't remember now. Oh, it's by Touring, okay. I think this is be a Flaminia then. Is this the one that Jack from number 27 drove on his channel recently? Could be, I can't remember now. 6970 that one is. And then we've got Wolseley 1660. It's a bit of a smaller car from that 6110. 1968-69 on a G. Someone's even put a rev counter in there. Just a standard 4-speed manual. I can't even remember if these had a brake servo or an all-synchromatch gearbox now. 1965 Ford Cortina Mark I facelift. And then a Triumph Herald, I think this is a 1200 convertible. Don't touch the car, okay. Alright, touch it. Yeah, it's a 1200, 67, 68. And it's the Cortina Deluxe. The Herald I've driven was also a convertible, but it's a 1360 with a 1500 engine, which was really quick. 1967 Splitty Volkswagen. 1967, 67, I think this will be a TR4 race, so it can only be a 7. Yeah, I was right, it's the third one we've seen today. Oh, yeah, the Vanden Plas is 4 litre. Yes. Yes, it is. It's a 67 4 litre R. And it's got very, very nice interior. That is wonderful. Someone actually offered me a go in one of these, so I'm looking forward to that when that happens. Then Daimler Sovereign, these are called it. It's loosely based on a Jaguar S-Type, but it's got the Daimler front end, similar car to the Jaguar 420. It also had a front end like this, but the rear bodywork is like an S-Type, and of course S-Type's like a Mark II. They're all sort of similar. The Daimler and Jaguar range in the Lexus was incredibly confusing. Very, very confusing, but I like that anyway. Very, very nice. I'm always more of a Daimler person, Jaguar person, as it happens anyway. Yeah, 6768. Then a Hillman Super Mix convertible, 1964. Another Daimler Dart. We saw one of these earlier on, didn't we? This is 1961. And then a Sunbeam Tiger. I wonder if this is. That is a 1965. And then another Radio 16. This is 1967. I think this will be a Austin 1100. This one. I think it's just before the Mark IIs came out. So yeah, it's a Mark 1 automatic. I have driven a 64 Austin 1100. There's the back of that Sunbeam Tiger. And then we've got Series 2 Jaguar E-Type. I should have looked at the registration number whilst I was there. Actually, the information sheet will tell me what year that is, because it's a personal plate, so I wouldn't have known anyway. Let's take a look then. That is a 1970 gunmetal grey. Very nice. Then MGB GT 1970-71 on a J. MG Midget. This is wow, Mark 1. It's a very early one. Wonder if it tells what year exactly this is. No extras. Yeah, you didn't even get exterior door handles. You had to just reach in and pull the handle from inside, because that's what they thought was acceptable. 1970-71 Mini Clubman Estate, next to a Triumph Herald 1200 Estate, 66. We've literally got wing mirrors on both of them, rather than door mirrors. Very nice. Here's an early Mini here. It is a 1961, and just what they were known as the Morris Mini Minor, so very, very early one. That's been changed for a Austin style grille though. The original grille would have been sort of straight. Then 1968 MGB. Early Series 2 Jaguar E-Type. This is a 2+2 model. Production record. Oh, it's actually it's a 69. This one. It's early Series 2. '71-72 Fiat 500L. Got the doors that open the conventional way around by this stage. I think they changed in '66. It's just a small car. I've been trying to get in there, would be difficult for me. 69-70 replica 356 Speedster. Oh, it's a Chesil Speedster. Okay, that makes sense. That's probably the most common type that you see, replica 356 Speedsters. Information sheet here about them. Yeah, there we go. And then a Daimler. This will be a V8 2.5 litre rather than a V8 250. The V8 250 were the later ones. This will be what, early 60s. This one. Then late Mark II Mini Cooper, 69 only on an H, just team registration number. Another one of these Morris Minor Travellers, 68-69 this one is. And another 68-69 Trafalgar Blue two-door. You see what I was saying earlier about them being everywhere because they sort of are in a way. And we've got a 1967, I believe this is a Mark II.
He's showing interest already.
Yeah, it's a 2.4 litre. Before the 240s came out, which was sort of a cheaper version of the Mark IIs for the sort of end of production. Another retype here. Let's have a look at the back of this just to be sure about what I think it is. Rear lights would be a dead giveaway. Yeah, it's a Series 2. Oh, and there's a information sheet here as well, which is good. It's a 1969. What on earth's that doing on a... should be on an H plate if it's that late. Oh well. 1964 MGB. (1968-69) Ford Escort Mark I two-door. It says deluxe. I have a feeling that that's had some engine work done, viewers, but I wouldn't be able to tell you for sure. Yeah, this says deluxe, doesn't say anything. Ford Consul Classic. I saw one of these yesterday at a show in North Baddesley. It's coming up in very vague vlog number 147. It's the shortest Shambolic shuffle I've ever done. It's about 7 minutes. Some of you will be grateful for that. Yeah, Consul Classic, probably about 62. Ginetta, I forget what model Ginetta this is. 71. 1964 Mini here. This looks suspiciously like it might be a Cooper. No, it's a Mini Minor, okay. Say at the back. It wouldn't have been a Mini Minor by this stage, it would have just been a Morris. Mini Minor's finished in sort of 61, like what we saw earlier. 1967 MGB GT. Then the twin of the Consul Classic was the Consul Capri. These were made a little bit later than the Consul Classics, until 1964. Both of them had really bad rust problems. They're beautiful cars, but the styling of these actually, I think, got a little bit dated quite quickly, and so Ford decided to look at a sort of more conventional and cheaper to build car, which ended up being the Corsair, but they're very nice, these. 58 or thereabouts. What a surprise, a two-door Morris Minor in Trafalgar Blue. Let's move on, shall we, before I get clobbered. Pagoda SL. Actually, we might look at the back of this one to see exactly what engine is fitted to this. They kept changing the engines in these for some reason best known to Mercedes-Benz. Don't quite know why they did that. It's a 280, this one. It's an automatic. Lots of them automatics. You do see manuals, but most of them I see are automatics. And then we've got this Daimler here. This is a Daimler, I think DR something. This is one of the ones that was developed independently before Jaguar took over the company in 1960 when it was still BSA. Don't know what year that is. It could be, yeah, the early 60s probably. And then what on earth is this? What's happened to this? What? It's an E-Type Series 1 3.8 litre and registered in 64, but something's happened to the front end. Yeah. Okay, let's just keep moving. 1966 Volvo 1800, probably 800S this by now. People make a massive mistake about these cars and say they're all the P1800. No, the P1800s were only the early ones, made until 1963 by Jensen. The later ones are just called the 1800, or 800S, or 800E, or 800ES. As a member of Volvo Owners Club, I'm afraid I have to tell you that that's the correct way to refer to them. But this is very similar to the one that was used in the 1967 to 68 series of the Saint. This is 800S with red interior. These are also the correct wheels for one of these, and it looks fantastic. You could easily just slap some ST1 plates on this and go around and pretending that you are Simon Templar. R.I.P. Roger Moore. Rolls-Royce Silver Cloud. I don't know if this is a Silver Cloud 1 or Silver Cloud 2. That, however, is from late 50s, early 60s. Very, very early Mark III Mini. But I'm looking at this and looking at the interior and thinking that interior is from a 1990s car. So I don't know what's going on here. Yeah. 67, 68 Triumph Herald 1200. So 68 it is, the information sheet's there. And then an Isetta from about 1960, I'd say, something like that. Ford Galaxy 500. Actually, information sheet again will tell me what year this is, if I can actually read it from here. It's a 1964, okay. I thought it was a little bit earlier than that, but yeah, it's a 64. Excellent, Raven Black. No, well, that's not in the American car section, it is. Anyway, we're going to move on to the next section ourselves. Morgan Plus 4, 1956. Wow, that is an old one. It's a Triumph TR3 engine there, 2 litre. It's got a old Moss gearbox. And then we got the MG TD before the TF came out, 1250 engine. It looks like a Morris Minor, but it's not actually. It is a Morris Oxford, an MO Oxford. Would be from the late 40s, early 50s. Next to it is another Oxford. This would be then a Morris Oxford Traveller, as opposed to a Minor Traveller. This Citroen CX we can't talk about, unfortunately. We can, however, talk about this PB Cresta, facelifted PB Cresta, 1956, one of the last of this shape, with a 3.3 litre engine. And then a Buick from about, I don't know, 1929 or something. This could well be a Citizen Beg Ford Popular. Yes, it is. These were Britain's cheapest car in the 1950s, and a lot of them were black like this. It's a reminder of much more austere times. Ooh, a Peugeot 205 Rally. That's got the pre-facelift sort of front end on it, though. Maybe it's GTI steering wheel. It's got a bit of a bit to it. The rear end is correct for the period of the car, so 1992-93, but the front end and the dash, I think that's been played with a little over the years. 68, 69, early bay window, this one. And then another sort of half convertible, Bauer convertible, this one, before the full convertible came out. E30. Let's see if this is like a 325 or something. Yeah, it's a 323, this one actually, so it's a pre-facelift E30. Actually, we'll go this way. Be a bit quicker to go this way. MG Magnet ZB, this one is, with a larger rear window. Be about sort of 56 to 58, something like that. Always get these things wrong anyway, don't we, viewers? 2CV, 1987, 88 on an E. I think it's a Portuguese built one. Rover 110. This is one of the later types of P4. The last two were the 95 and the 110. Be about 62, 64. And then we've got this BMW E30 here. Something very loud, not loud. It is a 325i, so it'll be about 92, 93, something like that. This is a Series 1 Land Rover, but for some reason that carries a 1953 plate. I'm not quite sure why. Ooh, an Armstrong Siddeley. I think this is a Star Sapphire. Fortunately, I've got an information sheet so I can get the information I need. It's a 1954, yeah, it's a Sapphire, green. Armstrong Sidleys, I know nothing whatsoever about them, so when I see them I'm in a lot of ignorance. So fortunately somebody's provided me with that, so yeah, it's an automatic transmission as well. They were big luxurious cars built in Coventry until 1960. And we've got another Ross A35 here. This is a 4-door. The 4-doors for some reason were rarer than the 2-doors. Never quite worked that out. But yeah, there we go. Yeah, it's an A35 from 1956. And then we have 1946 MGTC, unrestored 1946, 2 previous owners. Excellent. And I think this is a Lotus Cortina from what I can see. Maybe it's a replica of some kind. We'll look at the back in a moment, see if we can see what year that is, but it's a bit busy at the moment, so we won't do that in a moment. Facelifted E30 convertible, 1991. Then Bertha. Bertha is a 1947 Rover 12 Sports Saloon, also known as a P2. So before the P3 and before the P4. And this is another Ford Popular. What year is this? 1956. So we're in the area of display of cars between 1947 and 1960 here. And then the Bristol 405. Not only is this a Bristol 405, it's also got a very, very nice beige leather interior with wood. Yes, excellent news. That is a most agreeable car. And whilst we're here, we can take a look at the back of that Ford Cortina. It's a twin cab. It's a pre-facelift one. Other than that, I don't know. Right, let's get back to filming this row. So, I think this is a TD. Appropriate number plate, of course. Fall over here views, which we've almost done several times already today. We've got 1950. And then a Mark II Ford Zephyr. 1959 Austin Healey 3000 BT7, so one of the first of the 3000s. This is a Jaguar. It's like immediately sort of pre-war, immediately post-war, 1.5 litre. I don't know. 1955 Austin A90 Westminster. Very rare apparently according to that thing there, only about 20 used on the road. Triumph TR3, it'd be about 1958, something like that. There's another Ford V8 Pilot, it's just been moved to a different area. I don't know, it could be the same one as earlier. 1950. Riley RM this would be. Let's take a look at the information sheet and see if this gives us any more clues. So 19... oh no, it's on the next page. I don't know. Who knows? Yeah, they're made I think 47 to sort of 56, something like that, the RMs. And another side valve Ford here. So 2 doors would be an Anglia. Another Ford Popular. There must be TV3 sort of big populars here today, but we have £83 the first payment for a brand new Ford Popular. Daisy Beasy credit there. Toyota Ford Zephyr 6. I forget who the convertibles would buy at this stage. Maybe you stated by Abbots of Farnham. I think that's a Series 2A Land Rover. And then is this a standard 8 or something? I'll have a look at the back of this, see if it's boot opens or not. Why did it say throw it? It's strange. Another one of these American cars I know nothing about. Fortunately somebody knows I'm coming and they've written 1968 Impala on there, so at least we know something about what it is. We've got a couple of these big old Jaguars. These sort of Mark 8s or Mark 9s or something like that. They're huge old cars, aren't they? They're absolutely enormous. Yeah, they're both the same type, but I can't remember exactly what those are. Yes. Yeah, it's a standard 8, alright. It's an early one because it hasn't got an opening boot lid. We're in a very, very old section here. This is the 50s or before, I think, in here. Wow, split windscreen Morris Minor. I think this will be sort of Series 2 or something, before 956, and then 954 Austin A40 Somerset, which handsome looking car, isn't it? Austin County's cars were very popular back in the day. It reminds one very much of sort of 50s Britain, doesn't it? Something like that.
No, he didn't come in it today. He was going to.
32 Ford Coupe or something. Ford F100 pickup thing, about 1981 to 82. Someone's put a Corvette engine in this, I think it was a Chevy pickup from the 50s. Austin Gasser, left-hand drive. Austin then made into, I presume, some kind of dragster thing. I don't know what a Gasser actually is. Yeah, whatever that is. And a Pontiac GTO from 1969. Looks pretty mean, doesn't it, viewers? 1974-75 Chevrolet Camaro Z28. Then in the 20s Riley. I don't know what type of Riley that is, but yeah, it's from the 20s, I think. Rubbish commentary. And then a Fraser Nash, that'll be from, I think, the 30s or something like that. This is a very old car section here. 1925 Ford Model T Tourer. I think I've seen this somewhere before, actually. Bentley 3 litre, I think this will be. Don't know who the coach builder is on that. Again from the 20s. 1927 Talbot 1445. I don't think I've seen one of those before. Chevrolet, is that a Master 6 or something like that? Chevrolet Superior Series K Tourer, 1926. That looks suspiciously like a Ford Model T, runabout type thing. And then an SS Jaguar. Yeah, that doesn't age well, did it? SS Jaguar was also the name of the company before the Second World War. They sort of changed it because it was awkward. It's for sale. 07841 287 254. Yeah, it's a 39. It's a 1.8 litre overhead valve engine, apparently. Bristol, I think that's a Bristol 400 or 401. It would be immediately post-war, that. Austin 10, I think those are cool, but it's not a 7 because it's got 4 doors on it. And then a Hispano Suiza. I've heard of Hispano Suiza, but I've never seen one. Wow. Huge, big, luxurious thing from the late 20s. Hispano Suiza, Spanish and Swiss. Vauxhall, I don't know what specification that is. It's a Prince Henry or something. It probably isn't. And then here we have a nice green Bentley. It reminds me of the ones that were used in the original Avengers series of the 60s. I'm not talking about the film series, I'm talking about the stuff with Diana Rigg, Patrick McNee, Honor Blackman, and of course Linda Forson. If you don't know what that is, look it up on Wikipedia. Anyway, that's it for this part. Thank you ever so much indeed once again for watching. Please don't forget to subscribe to the channel, like this video, leave a comment below, and we will see you again in the next part for some more incorrect information.